Hey everybody, I'm back. It's Josh again in the same spot he was in his first video. So here we go. Same shirt and everything. I want to knock out 2 videos today and help. Now I want to help student athletes. I'm just helping people that I feel like could use help because I've been in that position. I want to help those that are in the same position as me at the moment. Because I feel like that's all I have the credentials to do at the time. So I wrote down these points about how to help a student athlete, a young student athlete, like a freshman or sophomore. Because if I knew this stuff when I was a freshman or sophomore, I think I'd be in a different spot. But I'm really blessed at where I got to right now. Thank the Lord for that. So, first of all, the first thing you need to do as a student athlete is make sure your grades are straight. If your grades aren't fine, if you don't have good grades, the chance of you going to a good school to do what you want to do, to play whatever sports you play, are very low. Because they want to know that you're going to be good in school and be able to handle the responsibilities of college work and your sport. Because both of them are at extremely high levels than in high school. So you're going to have to be prepared and be ready to put in the work that is necessary. And you have to have a track record that you can do what needs to be done. If you don't have that track record, they're not going to trust you. And even if they let you in school, they're going to be on top of you. It's not going to be an enjoyable experience. They're going to be like, I don't know if he's going to make it, be eligible. And you don't want that on your back. You want to be able to know that you're going to handle your business when it needs to be handled. Next, when you're a student athlete, you need to make sure you understand all of your options. D1, D2, D3, NAIA, junior college, whatever those options are for you, you need to narrow it. You don't have to narrow it down right away, but you need to understand what each division is, consists of. Because if you don't, and you go out there like I did, blindfolded until I went to camp, you'll be lost. You'll be like, I want to play D1 and D1 only, and you're gonna knock out a whole bunch of opportunities, cut out a whole bunch of opportunities that you had long before while you were a freshman. Maybe if you were in the 8th grade, you have all those opportunities you cut out because they're not D1s or they're not D2s or junior colleges. You don't like junior colleges because they're only 2 years. It makes you look like you can't play. No, that's not the case. You can play because a lot of junior college players end up going playing D1 after the 2 years. So you just gotta understand what each division consists of and what players usually do, and understand the system of each division. Because once you do, it'll make your decision a lot easier and it'll open up your mind. You'll be more open-minded. Now, next, I want to talk about the scholarships. What you don't go for let's say, how do I say this? Don't go for athletic scholarship. Go towards academic scholarships, because when you're doing academic scholarships, it's a lot easier on you as a player, because you know that your scholarship is not based on your performance or your ability to play. Because if you have an academic scholarship, just keep your grades up, you'll be fine. That's something you can always handle and always control. You can't control the fact if you get hurt or the coach doesn't want you to play, doesn't think you have the ability to play. Then your scholarship, if you had a athletic scholarship, your stock goes down and your scholarship decreases until you have no scholarship. Now you're fighting for a way to play. Find a way just to get an education in school, get a college education and graduating. That's a big problem, because when you go to college, you're not just going just to go one and done and try to find a way out of college. You're trying to stay in college and get your piece of paper. So if anything happens, you know that you have your piece of paper, you have your thing that says, I can go ahead and find a job. And it's not even that easy anymore to do that. Now you have to put in a lot of work just to get yourself a job. So that piece of paper is more important than ever. Now, what you need to do, as now I'm talking about, you understand. I know I talk about grades all the time, but grades are extremely important. ACT scores, SAT scores. You need to make sure those are above par, so that those, because that'll separate you from the pack. If you got a 27 ACT and you're a decent player, and the other guy is athletically gifted but it has an 18 ACT, they want you because they know that you'll be eligible and you can be counted on. You know that they're dependable. You're a dependable player. You'll always be there. You know your grades are not gonna get in the way of eligibility, and it also talks about your IQ, because you gotta have some type of smarts to have high IQ in your sport. So just understand that grades are extremely important. But now I'm gonna move on to how to get your name out there and how to get colleges to see you. Now, first of all, you gotta make a tape. You gotta have some highlights. Ain't nobody gonna just fall into your lap and be like, man, some coach told me about you 2 years ago and you look like you kinda could play. I went out to your game and stuff like. No, a lot of scouts, when you go to a small high school, a lot of scouts ain't gonna come to your games. Scouts probably won't even come to your games. No scouts. Well, some scouts came to my games but they didn't want to watch me play. But you need to have yourself some tape and put it on YouTube, put it on anything, blow it up on Twitter, on any social media site, anything to get your name out there, to get your name towards other people, so that, because it will fall in somebody's hands that wants you, because they will see your tape and be like, man, I can use that for my team. So it might not be the first 30 people you send it to or the first 50 people that see it, but if you keep being persistent on that, somebody will find you that wants you. Because the whole goal, especially as an athlete, go somewhere where you're wanted, not somewhere where we'll just put you on a team because you look like you can play just in case if anything happens. No, you want to be wanted. You want to be somebody that they need on their team. Now, to get your stuff out there and to actually have some tape, you need to go ahead and play in any summer camps, any leagues, anything. High school summer leagues, high school spring leagues, AAU tournaments, anything. Because once you have that tape, because the more games you play, the more tape you'll have, and also you're getting better during that time. Because I know, like, during the summer, off season, that's when I got better. It's not during the season when you get better, during practice and stuff like that, because that's more team stuff. During the summer, when I'm doing my individual growth as a player and as a person, like, I'm just working hard to become better. And when you become better, you're gonna have better highlights. That's just how it is, and you'll evolve as a player. So playing games during the time that you're getting better, first of all, you impress yourself, and second of all, you're gonna impress other people. And that's why it's important to have more than one tape, because if you show that you can improve with each tape, that's showing that you have a lot of potential, which means that you have a lot of room to grow, which means that you become a great player. People think you become a great player, and you probably will become a great player, especially if you're putting in the work that's necessary. Now, don't always go to recruiting sites to get your tape and to get like contact with college and stuff like that. The best way to do it is to do it by yourself, and do it the way you would like it to be done. Because a lot of the college sites, yeah, you're paying for it and they're supposed to do this, this, and this, but you're not sure because they're not based near you. It's hard to contact them. It's a lot of room where you don't know. There's a lot of gray area. You don't know really what's going on with your tapes and stuff like that. Cause I know I went to a recruiting site. I had a whole bunch of tape that I thought was great, but what they did, they cut out a lot of the great plays and gave me the suspect plays. They even have a play where the end result of the play was a missed shot. Like, yeah, I threw a nice pass and then somebody else swung it, passed it to somebody else, and somebody took the shot and missed. That's not a highlight play. So if you can find a way to deal with your tape, which you can, because if you have money for a recruiting site, you have money to make your own tape, or have somebody else make your own tape, where you can control what highlights you want, what plays you want on your highlight tape. Then you gotta go ahead and do that, because you're the worst person in control, not somebody else that you don't even know or you haven't even seen face to face. You only talk to on the phone. Now, I know that I'm talking about grades and highlight tapes and a lot of stuff, but the main purpose, the main thing that you need to take out of all of this in this video, and I wrote it down, I'll read it word for word right here. It says, work on your craft and establish a self-improvement workout. Stay free from distraction and don't follow people who think they can lead. Now, when I mean by work on your craft, I mean if you want to be a softball player, the best softball pitcher out there, be the best softball pitcher out there. Put in the work to do that. That's what I mean by establish a self-improvement workout. You know what you need to get better at? Work on that thing you need to get better at until it's not even a problem anymore. Then you work on something else that you feel like is your weakness. Because if you keep working on whatever you think is your weakest point, because that might change. Weakest part of your game might change just for the simple fact that you got better at the thing that you thought was the weakest. You become an overall greater player as long as you keep improving, as long as you keep putting in the work that is necessary. Everything will be beautiful by the time you get through, as long as you stay working hard and as long as you stay focused and free from all the distractions that come in during high school, like in my first video that I was talking about, when it comes to all of that, all the drugs and drinking and stuff like that. Don't get yourself stuck into all that, especially as a student athlete. You gotta know what you're putting in your body and make sure that whatever you put in your body is helping you and not hurting you. And don't follow the people that think they can lead. Now, I mean people that think that they can lead, people that, like the popular people in school, they really can't lead. They didn't earn the right to lead. They just got appointed as leaders. You gotta be around people that think that know that they can lead. And first of all, don't follow people that lead. Be your own leader and have people follow you, because they know that you are trustworthy and you are dependable, and you will bring them to the spot where they think they can succeed, because they know you're gonna succeed. That's really important. You want people following you. You don't want to be following others. So just make sure you stay close and listen to a lot of my videos, because I know I'm just here to help the people. I'm trying to help athletes. I'm trying to help kids, because you know when you catch, I think that when we catch the youth young, they're more impressionable, and you can be able to make a point upon what you're trying to say and actually push a button that can actually help them and motivate them to do better. So I just want to say God bless and thank you for listening. So bye.